All right, welcome this day once again. Live here at the newspaper stand, 7th vendor, the People's Parliament, where we give you some of the news headlines and details of things that are happening in the country. So let me just review some of the papers for you right here, giving you the major and even some of the sub-headlines to get you acquainted with the things that are happening. Let's start with the nations this morning. At the topmost here, it's saying Tinubu is best prepared ever for president, says Akonde. That is coming from Akonde, saying Tinubu, the president-elect, admits all the controversies, is best prepared ever for the president. If you look at up here, Zulum seeks more investment on science tech. That's the governor of Borno State. Senators reps for inauguration in makeshift chambers. Then down here is saying that rising food prices, cash crunch push inflation to 17 years high. That is a tough one for the country. Of course, so many things to be inherited by the incoming government. Let's come to the point this morning. If you look at here at there's headlines here saying 86 senators will support me, says Akpabio. Akpabio is exhibiting a strong confidence here, saying even though there are people who might not want him to come on board, that he has 86 senators who will be willing to support his bid for Senate presidency. Then operations demand tough sanctions as Nigerian loses 313 billion to oil thieves. Then here, Wire rejected to visit Tinubu. That's from Bode George. You can find that on page 14 of the paper. Well, I think I saw in one of the paper where Bode George was saying it was saying that Bode George went to visit Tinubu, but here he said why he rejected. Probably the president-elect invited him for some kind of peace meeting or something. But that is it. So let's come at the major headlines here, saying states paying governors jumbo pension owe 3 trillion debt. TUC wants government to pay workers arrears, I beg your pardon. Then expert flay jumbo packages. This is a sad one for Nigeria. Our veteran Nollywood actor death shakes Nollywood as 3 actors technicians die in 1 week. You know of the popular Nwa for Saint Obi. Of course, he passed on a few days ago. And also we have Afolabi here also, who has also passed on. Make condolence to their family. May God comfort them out there. It's really a sad one for the country. All right, let's look at Daily Sun. Daily Sun is saying Obasanjo blames Nigeria's woes on poor leadership. Yes, some also we argue that you were part of the leadership of this country. Of course, the first democratic president in 1991. But here he comes to blame the woes of the nation on leadership. All right, 3 things incoming president must do. Catholic priests, then church will continue to be beacon of hope, says Adeboye. NAS leadership as South National Assembly members reject micro-zoning. Then 2 in NDLEA custody excrete 199 cocaine pellets. 2,518 Nigerians evacuated from Sudan, says FG. That is a report from the federal government. As of course, you know, earlier there was this the war going on in Sudan, so about 2,518 Nigerians have been evacuated from there. Let's look at this day here. Topmost headline is saying Akpabio reaches out to aggrieved senators elect. You know what is happening in the National Assembly? A lot of them are not in support of him. In fact, some have come out to say that if the party decides to go on that decision, then it's going to be a very tough one for the party, as they will not be submitting to the party's leadership. But Akpabio is reaching out to some of these aggrieved leaders. The pledges 10 National Assembly will be pursue pro-business legislation. Someone look backs Akpabio, Jibrin, and also Jibrin backs him to Masuri. Then receives senators elect in Lagos, urges inclusion in choice of presiding officer. Quickly, let's go to Tribune. All right, this is Tribune here. Advocate share prosperity anchored on sustained target interventions, accountability. Up here, Tinubu's loyalists broke up peace with Olabode George. Then Olubadan in council backs Makinde chieftain reforms in Oyo State. All right, aviation union set to embark on total strike. Find out on page 18 of the paper. Then also we have Sheun Kuti to report at police command today. You know the report why Sheun Kuti slapped a police officer. I don't know what has transpired, but Peter Okoye came out to say that the police should try to consider him because he might be overwhelmed with some sort of emotion. But however it is, let's learn to calm our emotions and not take it to the other lane actually. Let's look at leadership papers. All right, Senate queries 10.4 billion judgment debt disbursement. You can see the face of the leader of the Senate there, Lawa. Then NAS approved disconnection of electricity debtors after 12 days. Let's look at here. Anxiety heightens as APC governors meet today. If you look at here, an interesting one here. The camera, I'd like you to put this here. An interesting one here. Nigerian young girl set to break world cooking records. At a stretch, 4 days. This is Baci coming to break the record. Of course, we have an Indian lady who have set a record of 3 days at stretch, preparing meal, no sleep, no sitting, no nothing. And here we have a Nigerian, of course, trying to break the record, 96 hours at a stretch. Congratulations to Baci. It's a very good one, fronting the country among the committee of nations. Let's look at the Guardian. This morning, the Guardian is saying that 17 years after Paris Club relief, external debt rises to 41.8 billion. Nigeria's debt burden, what each Nigerian owes. You can see the analysis. Cameraman put that here. You can see the description that is being put out here. All right, then you can read all of that on the Guardian papers. Let me just take one more paper and then we'll round up this conversation today. Blueprint. Let's look at here. The blueprint is saying Lagos elders move to reconcile Tinubu and Bode Josh. That's a good one. I have nothing personal against Asiwaju, says PDP shifting. I embedded journalists to counter Boko Haram propaganda, says Brutai. That's all we can take on the paper this morning. All right, you can get any of this paper and go through them so you can get more information for yourself. This is 7th Vendor at the newspaper stand, and I am Austin Petrus. God bless Nigeria.